We tried to address in private capital markets the key things that investors are looking for today. A diversified portfolio, the ability to earn monthly income, along with protecting the capital and mitigating the risk within the portfolio. The Invico Diversified Income Fund is a portfolio of income-driven situations. We really have two core strategies in the fund: private debt, which is our lending strategies, and then we also have a portfolio of energy working interests, which are really direct participation in the production of oil and gas on a joint venture basis.
So on the corporate bridge lending side, we're typically dealing with private companies that have difficulty accessing capital, whether it be their transaction size is too small for the banks to transact. It could be that they need to move quickly to access the capital. A lot of times we're dealing with private business owners that are great at running their business. They may not be sophisticated from a corporate finance or from a financing background. And that's where we as Invico, through both myself and Jason and our team, can add a lot of value. We have corporate finance background. These transactions aren't cookie cutter, so groups will come to us and say, hey, I want to borrow $4 million, and we'll say, listen, I really think you only need 2. If you accomplish X, Y, and Z, we'll advance you another 2. So a little bit of milestone investing to help reduce risk from an exposure standpoint and help these companies really move along on their business plan. So a lot of times investors ask us, why would private companies borrow money from you? It seems that it's a very high interest rate. And so for those private companies, it really comes down to being able to take advantage of an opportunity, whether it be for growth capital or whether it be to do an acquisition. They need to be able to move quickly to capture that opportunity. For example, there was a few years ago where we had a company that came to us and they had been awarded a contract from a large oil and gas company, and they needed some money, some growth capital, in order to build some equipment to fulfill their contract. And so originally they thought they were going to be able to borrow the money from the bank. Unfortunately, given the short time frame, the bank wasn't able to move quickly enough to be able to lend them the capital they needed to fulfill the contract. So they came to us, and within 3 weeks from start to finish, we were able to go in, get comfortable with the transaction, securitize against the equipment that they were obviously going to build, as well as equipment they had in their company already, and we were able to lend them the money. It's always important to make sure we're taking the proper security so that if things don't work out, we can go in, take possession of those assets, and that's how we're able to protect investor capital, is making sure that we always have assets that we've lent against. Another area that we focus on the lending side is in receivables factoring.
Most small businesses need to pay people within 2-week periods. Most companies don't pay for 60, 90 days. Very simple strategy. We bridge that gap. We advance funds on those companies that don't pay very quickly, from what the big company pays to what the small company needs. For that, we get a higher rate of interest than is average, but we have mitigated our risk on that strategy because the big company is a strong credit, and we also can put in place credit insurance, and that's how that strategy works. What we do in energy is we're not an investor in public equities or public energy stories. We participate directly in the wellhead. Our right to the reserves and the production of oil and gas stem from the land rights that we have. So in the areas that we participate in, we have mineral rights and land rights to effectively the reserves. But what we have also is an operating partner. So these are generally large companies that are in the business of oil and gas. But because of the land rights we hold, we become participants in their drilling programs. We can elect whether or not we want to participate in the wells that they're drilling. If we do want to participate, we pay our pro rata share, and we get our pro rata share of the income. So it gives us a unique strategy. We get our share of the revenue from these wells, so the key is, of course, to get into the situations on the land side, and that's what we've built out over the last several years. Second one is a royalty interest, a one-time purchase of a royalty, which is just simply the percent, and you get a percentage of the revenues that are generated from the production of oil and gas on those properties that you hold a royalty. So that is the 2 different strategies that we have in the fund. Right now, the working interest is a larger percentage, but the royalty has potential to grow over time.
What attracts investors to our platform and what people like when they look at what we're offering in our portfolio is the fact that it's private investments. And so private investments are an area where a lot of high net worth individuals and pension plans have focused over the last 5 to 10 years. It's becoming an increased area of focus for those groups because people are frustrated and sick and tired of the volatility of the public market. So I think for investors, they're looking for something different. They're looking for something unique outside what they can traditionally access through an online brokerage firm or through their traditional channels. We create an opportunity for you to participate in a very unique offering where you can take advantage in a diversified manner of being able to access some of these private situations that traditionally have not been available to you. And we believe at Invico, we are a strong management team with the credentials that are here to help you manage that. For an individual to try to manage a portfolio that we've put together would just be impossible, right? We are actively, day in, day out, this is what we do, this is what we live and breathe to really ensure that we're protecting investors' capital.